Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope everybody is off today. Are you guys off? It's the 4th of July. I don't really care about the 4th of July. Juneteenth is my thing. But happy 4th of July if you celebrate today. I did my hanging out yesterday. And today I got work to do. So, yeah, I'm going to get this out of the way. And then I got to work because summer school officially starts tomorrow. And although I'm not teaching summer school, I am an administrator for summer school. So I kind of sort of got to work, but I get to work remotely. So there's that part. But good morning, sunshines. Hey, Nola Boo, good morning, sunshine. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Are you up and off, or are you just getting your day started, or is your day ending? I think we're on different time. Girl, I don't know. I'm Eastern, so it's like 6 o'clock where I'm at. This is my good morning, sunshines, but for sometimes it's good evening. Girl, listen, working remotely is one of the best blessings ever. I enjoy being at home, doing my thing. As long as I get my work done, I get to kind of pretty much make my own schedule, especially in the summertime because I don't have to be in front of kids technically. Child, I love it. Up in the hospital. Oh, no. How long you been in the hospital, boo? Are you like everything's okay? I hope. I hope you are on the other side of it. My prayers are with you, honey bunny. That is terrible. And I hope you're getting some relief. Were you I don't know if you were vaccinated. Yeah, I'm sure they don't. The only time I've only been in the hospital for my pregnancies, child, it was miserable. They as soon as you fall asleep, they come in bothering you, poking you, checking on you. I'm like, leave me alone. I'm tired. Child, my prayers are with you, boo. I'm sorry. I think I did see one of your community posts that you would hopefully be back soon. So my prayers are absolutely with you, sis. All right, so today we are starting our one of our new books. It's a fifth book, so I can have something different to talk about every single day during the summer. You've been in here a few days. You did get the jab, but child, she is doing her thing. Oh, Nola, I'm so sad. You don't feel well. My prayers are absolutely with you, sis. And child, just be with me today and let's see what this man is talking about. This man is trying to give us some guidance as being a woman and womanhood. He is absolutely not Steve Harvey. He does not approach this book from a Steve Harvey perspective. So let's see what he's talking about. So I have 5 different books that will lead us into some different discussions. This one is new, so we are giving him a space today. The other ones, we've already started those, and they get a space a different day. This is part of my unorganized, like, girl, why can't you just read one book and finish it? Cause I don't want to do it like that. That's not what I do. I do a lot of stuff, and then I figure it out later. And so that's how we got here. So this book is called Gentlewoman. It is etiquette for a lady from a gentleman. His name is Eniton Barriola II, and he wrote this book in 2014. He has a lot of people who contributed to the forward, not the forward, to the, what do you call this? It's not even a forward. It's just a bunch of little things in the front where people are like, yeah, he's a good author, all of that good stuff, patting him on the back. And then on the back cover, it says, it has on the front cover, if you look at the thumbnail, on the right hand side of the thumbnail is the picture of the back cover, and on the left hand side of the thumbnail is a picture of the front of the cover. And on the front of the cover, the crown is crooked. On the back of the cover, you see her full face with the crooked crown, and it says, uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. Gentlewoman sets out to explore the demise of femininity and class in contemporary society. Unlike any other book, the author shares a lifetime of relevant research and insight that will inform, educate, and empower womanhood. It's fresh, fun, and sexy, uncommon sense advice designed to facilitate a necessary conversation amongst the sexes that leads to real solutions. Oh, and a man wrote it. So we're going to see what this man got to tell us women about being women. Class is back in session. I saw Gordo come in. Hey, boo. Good morning, Gordo Poppy. Good morning, sunshine. All right, so we are going to, I think, get through the foreword and the prelude and Hurricane Katrina is where I'm going to stop, I believe. We might get through the introduction, too. We'll see. I got introduction, Lost Crown. We'll see. I try not to go over an hour. So we'll see how this works out. All right, so the foreword. To the women who find just as much inspiration in tracing the veins on the back of the curious hands of a lover as they do in tracing their own curves in the full-length mirror. It's the halves that have us in half. And in between those cracks, we fill with love. A love that leaks through our lips when we talk about a lover, like he puts the stars in the sky, and a self-love to know that without us, there will be no sky. Luciana Garbarni. Hey, Foxy girl. Good morning, and good morning. Be safe on your way to work, girl. I'm sorry you got to work today, girl, because and they gonna be up in there. That's the thing. The people gonna be up in there, and it's the holiday, and they waited to the last minute. Child, it's about to be a whole mess. My prayers are with you, sis. My prayers are with you. All right. This is the prelude, and it starts with Hurricane Katrina. Calm the storm. Sometimes the best advice is to ignore advice, including mine. Who do I think I am writing literature for women anyway? If I were to read this book title in front of a room full of feminists, I might get more boos than a polygamist. But wait, don't shut the book. Listen to my story. When my siblings were younger, my father locked his keys in the car along with my 3-year-old brother. Inconvenient drops of warm salt soak sweat reminded them it was a hot California summer. The car interior was like an oven. It hurt to breathe. Cell phones were non-existent as a casual luxury to call for help. My father began to panic. He tried enlisting the assistance of several strangers in the parking lot, but the world was in a rush that day. As my sister tried to get our father's attention, he scolded her. He frantically searched his pockets for change to use a payphone while she tugged at his waist. "Not now," Father yelled. "This is an emergency." The texture of his voice was like sandpaper. "Well, this is an emergency too," she thought. Once again, my sister innocently grabbed a handful of his turquoise blue track pants. "Woman," he said calmly. She was only a little girl. She knew he was serious. But if she didn't give it one last attempt, my brother would cook. Finally, she yelled, "Tell him to roll down the window from inside the car, and you can unlock the door yourself." They both learned valuable lessons that day. 1, drown out the noise. Shatter your bias. When you decide to sit quietly and listen, you can learn anything from anyone. If the advice is applicable, then the source is irrelevant. The truth remains the truth, whether accepted or denied. And no matter whom it's delivered by, God spoke through an ass. That's coming from Numbers 22, verse 28. 2, though opposition might meet you, share your solutions in an emergency. It can save a life. Whether right or wrong, some things need to be said in order to start a necessary conversation. This is an emergency. I don't care if it's popular. I care if it's true. I didn't write this book because I wanted to, but because I had to. My goal isn't for you to like me. My goal is for you to like yourself. If you're looking for praise without justification, unmerited approval, and someone to kiss your ass, you've come across the wrong author. If you're looking for exaggerated, chauvinistic, and irrational literature, you've picked up the wrong book. This isn't one of those how to get a man books or I think I'm right just because I'm a man books. This is an authentic etiquette book for women, written by a man, crazy over you, and crazy enough to write for and about you. I understand that women are natural healers, but you too require healing. It's okay to hurt. You have permission to cry. Your glow is recoverable. It will return. The problem with strength is no one ever asks if you're well. Sometimes you're not okay, and that's okay. Your journey to womanhood is no joke. I've witnessed it through my grandmother's weary eyes, through my mother's silent struggles, and my sister's violent tears. What can I tell you about being a woman? Nothing. That isn't my place. Women experience the world in a way men never will. You have a journey with struggles we won't relate to, but I can remind you who you are. I can provide clarity from an unbiased perspective. I can get you to love yourself more and men and women to love each other better. I can encourage you on your journey and at your pit stops. I can provide balance. I don't want to change you. I want to add to you. You'll willingly change yourself. Much of the information about women is filtered through other women. Don't allow your ears to be impervious to my words because I'm a man. Sometimes you want to hear a guy's thoughts. Do women only listen to women? Do you ignore everything coming from a man because he's a man? Hypersensitivity and political correctness should never drown out truth, ever. If a fellow handed you $1 million, would you refuse it because it came from a bloke? $1 million is still $1 million, no matter who hands it to you. Its value won't change because a man delivered it. That's a ridiculous notion. I didn't come to pick a fight. Sensitivity was highly considered while producing this literature. The value of its content doesn't change because a man wrote it. This is an emergency. Pay attention to your story. How is it being told? What's being said? Are you presented accurately? The lines between fact and fiction are blurred. Your truth is watered down. Society is taking notes. A woman's narrative isn't limited to flesh and childbearing. You're more than a victim with hips. Is this your story? You don't have to take my word for it. This manual is full of real insight from unbiased men, and yes, some women. I've enlisted the help of several friends, from celebrities to everyday people, doctors and athletes, each contributing to the conversation. All contributions offer perspectives from different walks of life with vast views. This story is the voice of fathers, loving husbands, boyfriends, friends, brothers, and sons. It's the voice of your culture and your community. It's been said the thinnest book in the world is titled What Men Know About Women. I'd argue the thinnest book in the world is titled Who Cares Enough to Say Anything About the Demise of a Lady? I'm willing to increase the pages, each page written to explore, inform, educate, and empower. This book isn't the end all to be all. This book is a suggestion. This book is about honesty. Utilize this literature as a reflective piece to reveal what you want to improve upon and what you want to celebrate. I wrote this book to draw you closer to the thoughts you have about yourself. Sometimes that's best accomplished from the outside looking in. This literary work isn't intended to judge. It's intended to restore. It wasn't written to be judged, but to be considered. We'll face every issue head on. The solutions will heal women. The solutions will heal relationships. The solutions will heal a nation. Gentlewoman is the solution. Life starts with a lady. It starts with you. It starts here. It begins now. Society says there are two kinds of people in this world. Well, you aren't either of them. You set the standard. Everything and everyone must adjust to a woman, a gentlewoman. This is a lady's etiquette book from a gentleman's perspective. It's nonfiction. This story is inspired by real events. Whether traditional or contemporary, this story is for you. This story is for the saint and the sinner, although the saint is a sinner. This story is for the lady with style and grace. To all my ladies in the place with style and grace. Child, that song just hit my head. This story is for the lady with style and grace and the lady with no taste. Gentlewoman is for the gentlewoman and the tomboy just looking for her place. It's for the misfit and the mannerly. It's for the experienced, just as it's for the virgin. This story is for the sexy, the successful, the humble, and the creative. This story is for you. This is for the rude, the ignorant, the misinformed, and the shameless. This story is for you. This is for those indifferent and those who don't give a damn. This story is a mirror reflecting society. It's sugar free. If you don't like what you see, change it. This isn't written to this isn't written in condemnation, but compassion. Whatever your story, I crafted this book exclusively for you. Women have questions. Gentlewomen have answers. Gentlewoman was developed with purpose and is for every woman who strives to live on purpose. I want readers to find comfort in their individuality and aim to inspire the confidence and courage to be themselves. The greatest gift you can give this world is your authentic self with some manners. My hope is that you apply all that's applicable, neglect what isn't, and progress further in humanity because of it. My desire is for you to be more aware of yourself and others. My wish is for you to fall perpetually in love with yourself again, again and again, and all over again. Capture this book's wisdom, bask in its good word, adhere to its value, laugh at its sarcasm, ignore its ignorance, ugly cry when it's beautiful, think deeply when it hurts, reflect on its reason, appreciate its intent, think of its relevance, promote its truth, pass it on. That's how we got here today. This is me passing it on. Enjoy with 2 glasses of white wine of legal age, but be mindful of those calories in that wine, y'all. Y'all already know we got to eat better. Light a candle, draw a bath, and relax. Without further ado, I present to you Gentlewoman. All right, so we are at the introduction. The introduction is pretty short. So I saw Benz come in. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, Benz. Happy 4th of July, and thank you for being here. All right, this is the introduction. It's titled The End. The End. Society is a broken mirror, but it's the only mirror she's got. Her beauty convinced her she's ugly. Her mirror convinced her she's not. Masculinity consumes her, and power devours her. Self-hate dates her and rapes her. Her womb is where the wounds were. Scars worn by her successor. Panties on the dresser. Only pain can undress her. Be careful how you address her. Her decayed spirit is translucent. There's no soul, but there's movement. A corpse revived by lies, a mind destroyed by pollution. She despises her body. She likes pies and lattes. She does Pilates. She doesn't know what polite is. Follows darkness like she doesn't know where the light is. She's bright and knows what's wrong, but when left like she doesn't know what right is. Her brain's caged like it's in the pen. She has no control like she's in depends. Has she lost her mind? Well, it depends since she's confused rebelliousness with independence. Clever. A sad girl mad at the change in weather. A good girl gone bad, but not gone forever. It's a bold, cold world. Better grab a sweater. Just know that after every storm, the weather gets better. The tragic heroine destined for defeat. What led to her demise? Did she retreat? They say she's alive, but her spirit's deceased. This is a book of war, but war always ends in peace. The beginning. Spoiler alert. You win. All right. This is. Thank you. I'm enjoying the beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Benz. I appreciate it. All right. This is called Lost Crown, The Cold War. Once upon a time, blah, blah. This isn't your fairy tale. This is based on a true story. Since the beginning of time, man has attempted to capture and convey the essence of a woman through works of art. Portions could be read in vivid descriptions of Eve. Da Vinci did his best. Shakespeare struggled to scribble it. Pablo Picasso prepared to paint it. Chuck Close came close. It's almost audible in the songs of Sinatra. Even the vulnerability in John Legend's vibrato exhausts every effort. Good try. Well, I've thought of you for a long time, a long, long time. I've dreamed of your mind, your poise and your wit, your hair, your scent and your lips. Grammar wouldn't allow me to describe you. I sought you out and then I fell in love with you. This happened for consecutive summers. Summers turned into seasons, seasons into decades. After 7,300 sunrises and sunsets, it came like an unexpected kiss from a bold crush. I got it. I'm prepared to introduce you. The cursor blinks, but I didn't. I've got red eyes on my red eye. It's my 14th flight in 29 days, an average of one plane ride every other day. I've had great wine and a great time, but I'd rather be with you. I've witnessed every time zone on my iPhone and traveled a world full of pretty girls. But in my mind, all I saw was you. You don't have a name anymore. Many reduce your humanity by calling you a female or a bitch. And far too many of you are answering the call. Fortunately, many of you are interested in acting like a lady, but have been told to think like a man. Thinking like a man is a waste of a woman, but you should understand how men think. Men are behaving like women. Women are behaving like men, and ladies are getting lost in the mix. Your crown is up for grabs. Have you ever seen a lady? Not a woman, but a lady. There's a difference. You're a girl by birth, a woman by maturity, and a lady by choice. Do you remember how the sight of a lady made you feel? Did she smile at you? Could you feel her warmth? Do you remember her scent of comfort and truth? Can you recall how difficult it was explaining what you witnessed when she walked by? The sounds of her footsteps permeated halls like symphonies. Her high heels were music. Her walk was a song. Watching her command an Oscar. She was a full-length motion picture. Was her facial structure not a piece of gorgeous architecture? Was her hair not a spilling waterfall? Was not even her blink the sunset and the sunrise? The warm air, a cool breeze, the sound of waves crashing at the shore. Was her whisper not like an evening at the beach? Was the sound of her voice not audible art with a melody that made you move? Did her mere presence not influence a nation? Is there any experience like experiencing her for the first time? Do you remember the first time you saw a lady? Well, when was the last time you saw her? She's a missing part of the conversation, an afterthought. Like a torn condom, you've been left unprotected when needed most. You split because you felt neglected. Your Independence Day isn't July 4th, but every summer that passes, fireworks become less enjoyable in your absence. Trips to the beach are like walking past puddles because the ocean seems less significant in your absence. A sunset has been downgraded to a falling star without you. Beauty isn't beautiful anymore. Your uprooting has left open soil for rotten seeds. Bad girls sprout each spring. You've been bootlegged. Young girls are deceived by your knockoff. You're unreal. You're the tooth fairy and the Easter bunny, except kids don't believe in you anymore. Your curtsy is gone. Your smile is vintage. There are remnants of your aura in classic films, while your ghost exists in love songs. Your name is an antique. Some say you can only be viewed in museums. Others say reality TV murders you. Bad attitudes with skinny cigarettes have replaced you. People in costumes pretend to be you, but they're see through. You're like black and white photography, except you haven't made a comeback. Has anyone seen a lady? Her being is being belittled, but her presence remains a present. She's gifted. The mere existence of a lady controls attention, but too often the wrong attention. Most men give breast contact instead of eye contact when a lady speaks. When women are placed on pedestals, some men will only look up their skirts. Look up lady in a thesaurus, and you won't notice an ample supply of favorable synonyms. Most of what you'll see is simple or derogatory: female, dame, broad, maid, damsel, wrench. Must I continue? Women are the most underused resource. That is a quote by Hillary Rodham Clinton. Men in a group are commonly referred to as gentlemen, regardless of their manners, but there's no equivalent term for women. God made us equal. Man made us unequal. Historically, we have contributed greatly to your departure. The wars that were once waged over women are now being waged on women. Sometimes it's blatant, and other times it's subtle. We want less competition in the workplace, so we've denied you equal pay. We fired you for getting pregnant or demoted you when you returned from maternity leave. Many of us see you as second-class citizens. Child, we know y'all just took away the rights we had to control our uteruses. Child. Deep down, many of us hate you. We don't respect you. We view you as the weaker sex, and therefore the unequal sex. We spit at your femininity. We curse your being. We've disenfranchised you. Many of us refuse to hold open doors unless you hold open legs. We'll toss you a 20 for a cab instead of driving you home and walking you up to your destination. We've blamed you for being victims of your own rape. We've blamed you for our infidelities. And now we are taking our blame on tour. The manosphere, child, the manosphere. Women have become a campaign issue. We know. There's truly something deep rooted about the state of men and women today. Any group that deliberately demoralizes and alienates its women is destructive. Why would we fight the very thing we desire, the very thing we need? I myself have been guilty of friendly fire casualties. In an effort to progress you, I've sometimes failed you with patriarchal messages that seem to demote you from a place of equality. I'm sorry. I'd be a fool to say I have women all figured out. Women don't even have women figured out. But I've learned to rethink my approach and gain a deeper understanding of you. I've conducted thousands of tireless hours of research and go to battle in your favor. All I want to do is keep everyone alive. And contrary to patriarchal belief, the word everyone includes women. We are better off when women are empowered. It leads to a better society. This is a quote by John Legend. Gentlewoman, we thirst for you. We want you. We need you back. Regardless of any negative behavior suggesting the alternative, we admire you. Forgive us for ignoring your strength and not acknowledging your greatness. Excuse us for acting like realtors and viewing you as property. You're beyond brilliant. We take delight in your ability to progress, but we don't want to be replaced by big degrees and little dogs. I encourage you to turn this war on women into war for women. Fight for equal rights, equal pay, and equal respect. We'll join you in the battle, but refrain from fighting each other in the process. Don't fall for the rhetoric you're supposed to be at odds with each other. Stand united with your fellow lady, and you don't have to hate us. You don't have to hate us to be for the cause. Learn to love your fellow man, and you can count on us to love you. It's not Venus versus Mars. It's Venus with Mars. You shouldn't have to live this beautiful life without us, and we can't exist without you. It's not the way God intended. We need each other to survive. Respecting each other is one of the first steps towards having a better world. Furthermore, when has adversity kept a lady down? It takes far more strength to maintain a gentle spirit amidst misfortune than it takes to surrender to anger. From the time a woman wakes up until the time she comes home, she deals with far more than most men would ever be able to handle properly. It fails to show on her face, but four persistent guys who think no means yes tried to talk to her on the way to work, and three more on her lunch break. Not to mention, she could have possibly dealt with a sexually inappropriate boss when she got there. A gentlewoman's toughness isn't expressed through a distressed forehead and a frown. It's intricately displayed via high heels, flats, or sneakers on bruised toes, carrying the weight of humanity on her hips. Your resilience is brilliance. You're built to endure pregnancies, cramps, and us. That doesn't just deserve a round of applause, that deserves a holiday. Don't believe the great lie. You don't have to be ladylike to command respect. You just have to be born. Your worth was determined the moment you were birthed. Your soul is legendary. A man's opinion alone should never change who you are. Your own conviction should. Your personal thirst for knowledge is the reason you're still turning these pages. It's never too late to be a lady. Take your crown back. There is hope for that race or nation that respects its women. This is a quote by Sutton E. Griggs. All right. Question the masculinity of a man threatened by a woman's femininity. All right, I'm going to get into this last chapter. This is Kingdom Come, Restorations. They're deceived. They're calling wrong right and right wrong. Mostly, they wanted to be loved. They wanted to be heard and understood. They wanted to be included and express their true selves without limitations. They wanted to matter, but you wouldn't let them. No. You restricted them and called them names. You tried to control them. They asked you to stop. They asked nicely, but you ignored it. They knocked on your doors, but you didn't answer. They cried out upon deaf ears. They filled up streets and city blocks, and they marched until finally they said, forget it. They snatched their rights, and it was beautiful. They tasted freedom until their stomachs swelled. They consumed so much that they became drunk. Some were lawless, others were lawyers. Some became a threat to the system that enslaved them. Others became a threat to themselves. A lot gained, but much lost. Lord, help them. Help us. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. You can't put a band aid on a tumor and expect it to go away. Society is sick. It's time to stop self medicating and masking the pain with the wrong solutions. We can't keep disregarding societal issues, hoping they'll just go away or leave them up to someone else to fix. Quit saying it's not your problem. That's the problem. It is your problem. These issues are collectively our issues. If you don't take personal responsibility, then you take personal blame. Regardless of class, race, sex, or religion, we're all a part of the bigger picture. We're in this thing together. We live in an era of reduced sensitivity. Some folks think thoughtfulness is something somewhere in their grandma's jewelry box. They think chivalry is fancy silverware. Every day, we face unsettling humans with ill attitudes, lack of manners, sense of entitlement, and people who believe etiquette is irrelevant in our lifetime. Too many times we react to life's confrontations negatively and end up missing the beauty in moments meant for us. Society is sick. Gentlewoman is half of the cure. The other half is up to you. The truth won't hurt you. It'll heal you. You're a girl by birth, a woman by maturity, and a lady by choice. Politeness is considered offensive. Some women call it degrading to have a door held open for them by a man. Simple smiles are seen as disingenuous. A compliment is desperation. They're calling chivalry thirst. Chivalry is not thirst. Thirst is a relentless and unhealthy desire of needing something or someone to the degree of embarrassment. Thirst has a detestable scent no perfume can mask and no shower can rinse. Thirst causes a dinner date to look like a rehearsal dinner. Thirst is unmistakable. Chivalry is the most basic form of respect. It's a gesture that's authentic and has no ulterior motives. It's a gesture that says, I acknowledge your presence. It's a gesture that says, I know 3 guys tried to talk to you on the way to work. I don't want your phone number. I just want to say good morning to brighten up your day. It's not overbearing. It doesn't expect anything. It should make you feel appreciated and valued. Chivalry comes from a pure and honest place, and it desires nothing in return. You can say thank you. Your manners will reveal your character. Etiquette is a social contract that far too many violate and refuse to sign. While powerful women are busy running for president, men are frantically running from powerful women. The complex and often beautiful intricacies of a lady are being devalued and degraded. It's tragic that a woman's femininity, coupled with tenacity, sparks confusion. Some men don't know how to accept nor deal with a woman's worth and prestige. You're called derogatory names in order to regulate your gender. It's an easy out. The use of colorful phrases helps the insecure to look past their shortcomings, inflating a deflated ego with a false sense of dominance and control. If it weren't for the tenacity of a woman, we would cease to exist. Women are the mothers of creation. How can man maneuver through life without the power of a woman? A world minus the X chromosome is the death of mankind. We have to decrease the gap in gender and simply view each other as human beings. Etiquette is an often misspelled, difficult to pronounce, and intimidating word. It sounds like doves should fly and violins play every time you say it. Etiquette doesn't seem relatable. Popular culture suggests it's stuck in an era where only knights and queens dwell. Only the Buckingham Palace people still use it, right? Wrong. Don't let high society fool you. Etiquette is the relief of your back on a New York subway because a gentleman gave up his seat for you to sit down. On a brisk day, etiquette is the comforting taste of a venti non-fat milk, 4-pump sugar-free skinny cinnamon dolce latte pre-purchased by the stranger at the front of the coffee shop line. It's lifting a burden from society by doing your part to contribute positively to it. Etiquette is simply polite behavior. Child, YouTube could use some polite behavior, child. Girl, girl, girl. Be careful how you portray yourself. Others might believe you. This doesn't mean adjust your life for the world's convenience. You're not interested in simply being a people pleaser because you too matter. Overly caring what everyone thinks is the perfect way to live a meaningless life. But let's face it, not caring for yourself and others isn't living at all. Instead of putting others in their place, put yourself in their place. That's an Amish proverb. This philosophy is so vital that the best-selling book of all time commands us to love thy neighbor as thyself. In Matthew 22:39, it's the golden rule. One should treat others as one would treat oneself. This same concept appears in the world's major religions, including Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam. It's how several cultures resolve conflict. It's what the basis of Gentlewoman is about. My wife made me revisit the golden rule when she found me drinking lemonade from the container. Now, if you caught me drinking from the bottle, you'd be upset, she said. She was right. It's a pet peeve of mine. My excuse was I did it because I knew it wouldn't bother her. Is this a double standard? Maybe. But it's not necessarily a bad double standard because she doesn't care if I do it. It doesn't bother her. Let's revisit the golden rule of treating people like we want to be treated. The reality is, this rule suggests everyone shares the same likes and dislikes. In reality, things don't excite or bother everyone in the same manner. The golden rule needs a bit of a tweak. Treat people better than you'd like to be treated. This will ensure you treat them right despite your biased personal preferences. An added bonus is polite behavior has a reciprocal effect. Some people call it karma. I call it the principle of reaping and sowing. We're all walking seeds, and what we say, do, think, and how we treat others is all coming back to us. All of it. When we take the golden rule a step further and do unto others better than we would have them do unto us, we create a space for reaping to be stored up for stormy days. Behave as if your parents raised you correctly, even if they didn't. Child, we need to tell everybody on YouTube that. Act like you got some home training, even if you don't, child. Listen. All right, I'm about to go off track and say hi to BJ Dez. Hey, Sunshine. Good morning. Hey, Boo. I hope you're feeling well today. All right, the way you were raised is no longer an excuse. Y'all, the way you was raised, it's not an excuse. Stop it. Y'all grown now. Act like it. Daddy wasn't there and mother tried her best is no longer valid reasoning. Eventually, there will be an external manifestation of an internal problem. You're going to stumble. But the more you rely on an unnecessary crutch, the more you forget that you can actually walk. When does your story move beyond your excuse? When does your test become your testimony? The only difference between a successful and unsuccessful woman is one got back up. A lady should express her identity through her own point of view and not in relation to what men think about her. Human value isn't in the hands of people, and worth is determined the moment one is born. However, it's important for a lady to possess an awareness of how she's generally perceived. Why is this important, you might ask? How does this benefit me? Why should I care what some guy or anyone thinks about me for that matter? Gentlewoman is worthy of you giving a damn because it contains insight from unbiased and outside minds, not because a man wrote it. Whether right or wrong, you will be thought of and remembered from the perspective of others. Your behavior is your billboard. You can be a phenomenal being, but if your behavior commonly suggests something different, the world will believe what they see. People care about opinions of the people they care about. If you maintain an I don't give a damn attitude, you potentially forfeit life connections that matter. I saw somebody come in, so I'm going to say hi. Hi, Shelly Moore. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. Hey. The bad news is that the world standard of right and wrong keeps changing. The good news is that God's standard never changes. Y'all, we've been talking about this. This is all part of mindfulness. All of the stuff we're doing for these 5 days, y'all, all of it makes sense in my head. I hope it makes sense in yours. So we getting our womanhood together. We'll see. Because we might have some challenging questions for the author. But so far, he's just kind of, setting up the stage and letting us know his thoughts about how he got into writing this book. What is a gentlewoman? Why would you want to be one? She's a contemporary lady, one who adheres to a moral standard of living. She's well-dressed, well-spoken, well-traveled, and well-read. And she's beautiful. It's okay to be beautiful. Accept it. Downplay it for no one, but understand what beauty is at its core. Beauty is the expression of your soul. Gentlewoman doesn't mean weak lady. Her strength is in her calm demeanor. She's naturally cool, although it's no goal of hers to be. A gentlewoman is the lady at an art show who discusses a mural with an admirer while not immediately giving away that she is the painter of the piece. She's humble. A gentlewoman is the lady crossing the street, turning heads with each stride. She's in vogue. A gentlewoman is seen on national news networks discussing complex and stimulating ideas one minute and sitting courtside at an NBA game the next. She's balanced like that. A gentlewoman knows how to hold her wine glass properly by the stem, but doesn't give a damn if it spills. She's not perfect. You want to become her because a gentlewoman understands exactly who she is and makes no apology for it. She waits for the world to catch up. Don't be intimidated by her. She is you. In the meantime, We live in a time where just about anything is acceptable as long as you're keeping it real. Child, don't we know? Don't we know? You've got to be so you've got to be so slow if you think your ideas of being if you think your ideas of being so real are keeping your soul real. When you compromise your integrity, morals, and core values for the attention, admiration, and false respect of others, it classifies you as phony. And I'm gonna add in the cash apps, clicks, and views too. Mm. My heart bleeds and my soul aches for folks that do whatever it takes to keep it real when their soul is fake. Sadly, on our quest to being a more open and accepting community, we've forgotten that society still has rules and not everything is acceptable. Not every action is okay, and not every word in your head needs to be said. As our language has become coarsened, as so has our behavior. In a lawless land, we must rebrand, reestablish, and reintroduce the beautiful art of etiquette. We start with each other. The problem isn't just that men don't like to court, it's that expectations have caused standards to drop. And most men I survey don't even know what courting is, let alone how to do it. Nowadays, showing a lady interest means buying her a drink, and that drink might get us exactly what we want. Child, I got a whole story from vacation. Ooh, we might have a quick story time. I did story time on Foxy and Family's channel, y'all, about what happened to me when I was on vacation. This just reminded me. Okay, let me go back. And that drink might get us exactly what we want. That's the problem. The respect is gone. And though you demand it, you don't always command it. Most men will do what you allow. When a substitute teacher enters the classroom, the student size him or her up. If the substitute doesn't state intentions and expectations immediately, some students may intentionally misbehave. But if the substitute teacher commands that respect immediately, that's precisely what she or he gets. And if not, there are consequences. Therefore, the conclusion has been reached. Society can't function without the presence of a lady. You've come too far to turn back now. If you don't fit the description, don't turn the page. The end of this page is the beginning of your return. Pick up your crown. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Isaiah 5, verse 20. All right, that is the end of what I want to read today. We are going to start with the next section next week. We do one book a day. Real quick, I'm gonna tell y'all my goofy story about this drink situationship when I was on vacation. BJ Dance was giving love to Shelly. Foxy says, have a great day. Enjoy family and friends or rest. Love you too, boo. Have a good day. Y'all, when I went on vacation, I was by myself. I travel a lot by myself. And this man just asked if he could sit next to me. So he sat next to me and we started talking. I let him know, I had just had a real big birthday. And this man offered to buy me a drink. So we go into the out at the pool. There's a bar on the inside of the hotel. We go into the hotel. He asked me the waiter asked me what I'm drinking. I told him I was drinking lemon drop martinis because that's really all I drink right now. That's my drink. And I got the calories for it. So that's all I drink. I know what I'm drinking. So the gentleman, well, the man, we're not gonna call him a gentleman. The man that offered to buy me the drink he said he wanted the same thing I was drinking, which is a lemon drop martini made with vodka, right? So we get the drinks, go sit back at the pool. He charges the drinks to his room. We get back to the pool. This man has he's too touchy feely for me. So I'm telling, letting him know he's being too touchy feely is uncomfortable for me. So then mind you, he's sitting at the pool with socks and gym shoes on, y'all. Socks and gym shoes in Mexico. In Mexico, he got on socks and gym shoes at the pool. So he wants to go change his clothes and put on some swim trunks. He invites me back to his room. No, sir. No, thank you. I'll be here when you get back, though. He goes to his room to change. I get in the pool while he's gone. When I'm trying to get out the pool, he must have come back and he got in the pool behind me and he touched me. No big deal. We had a quick conversation. He can't swim. I tell him to kick his legs. He's scared to kick his legs because, I guess, whatever. This is a stand-up pool, so you're not going to drown. So just try. So anyway, I get out the pool. He stays in the pool. And mind you, he in the pool with his white t-shirt on. So I'm already judging him for having on hot socks. And now he got a t-shirt on in the pool, child. So anyway, I sit back down on the thing at the pool side. And I'm chilling. He calls the waiter back over to the pool. He tells the waiter to talk to me to ask me what I'm drinking because he wants to order us a second round of drinks. The waiter asks me what we drinking. I tell him what we drinking, and he's already told the waiter to charge it to his room just like he did the first round of drinks. The guy brings our drink back. The old boy gets out the pool, and he's now extra touchy-feely. I recognize that he probably had started drinking before he got to me. I hadn't had any drinks that day until he ordered that first set of drinks. Time goes on. He's still being too touchy-feely. It gets uncomfortable for me, and it's getting late in the day, and I need to go have dinner. So I tell him I'm going to change. I'm going to get ready for dinner. He asks if he can come back to my room. Men, just because you offer women drinks or pay for their drinks, it does not give you a license other than I thought you just were offering to buy me a drink. The assumption that I want anything further from you after a drink, like, it's just too much. I might not even want to continue to have a conversation with you. So anyway, I'm like, nope. But I did tell him what my room number was, and I told him he could call my room because I didn't want to give him my cell phone. And I knew I didn't think he was going to have the audacity to come to my room, and he didn't. And I don't even think he remembered the room because he had already been drinking. So anywho, time goes on. I go to dinner. Next day, I'm in my room all day for the most part. I go to dinner that evening. He walks past me while I'm sitting at dinner. This grown man I speak to him. This grown man stops and he tells me that the hotel is looking for me. And I'm like, what they looking for me for? I've been in my room all day. They not looking for me. They know where I'm at. This man proceeds to tell me that he did not order 2 rounds of drinks and that I owe him. Y'all, I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. I was so outdone. I was like, what? I said, he was like, no, we went in and ordered the first round of drinks at the bar. I said, we did. I said, and then you went and changed into some shorts. And when you came back, you asked the waiter to come to the pool and you ordered us the second round of drinks. I wouldn't have ordered second rounds of drinks because I don't even drink vodka. I was like, excuse me, what are you talking about? Mind you, I just want him to leave me alone because I'm trying to enjoy my dinner. So I just blew him off and I just was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll pay for it. Mind you, I don't think he has the room number. He don't remember it. And there's no way he can charge it to my room. But it didn't matter. If I would have had to pay for it, I would. Because I'm not about to argue with you about whatever these little drinks cost. We're not about to even have that conversation. And this is why women become so independent. Because you're not going to pull up. And I offer some drinks, dude, that I wouldn't even have drunk if you hadn't offered. I wasn't even drinking that day. I was chilling at the pool by myself. Y'all, so it took me, before I tell y'all the ending of the story. It has not changed. It was why I sometimes don't accept drinks. Just because you buy me a drink does not mean you are my date for it. Girl, they think they own you because they bought you a drink. Gentlemen, men, if you If you are not buying a drink just to be buying a drink, and you're not willing to walk away from her after you buy the drink, don't buy women drinks. Please don't. There are thirsty women who will, sit at a bar waiting for a man to buy them a drink. But most women can buy their own drinks. I promise you. Especially most grown women, we can buy our own drinks if we want a drink. I'm not looking for anybody to buy me a drink. Honestly, if you do, that's nice and thank you. I think the thank you is enough. But if you're looking for more than that from a woman, you shouldn't buy her a drink. You should not. Yes. Let me tell y'all the ending of the story. So after I blew him off and he walked away and I enjoyed my dinner, the next day I was up and I was going through my cell phone looking at my vacation pictures. Y'all, for some reason, while I was sitting at the pool and he was still inside of the pool, before he called the waiter over, I had my phone out. And as he called the waiter over, I took a picture of him talking to the waiter at the pool that he had called over to order the second round of drinks. I couldn't make it up. I was like, I got a receipt I didn't even plan to keep. Child, don't do it. Men, don't offer women drinks if your intention is to do anything other than offering her a drink. She is not obligated to have sex with you. She is not obligated to give you her phone number. She is not obligated to talk to you beyond the drink. Stop with the expectation of a drink, please. It was the weirdest thing. And if you on vacation and you feel like you didn't listen, if you've been drinking too much, you need to go in your room and chill out. Please don't expect the woman to go back to your room with her. Are there women that will? There are. But don't expect that. Please, thank you and very much. So yes, that's my little short story time for today. All right, you guys. I hope you enjoyed our new book that we are putting into our elevation space, Gentlewoman. We are just getting started with her. We will see her again on Monday. I love you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to all of my subscribers, new and old. Please make sure you like, share, click, comment. All of that keeps me in the algorithm and doing all of the things. And every day at 12 o'clock, I have a premiere for information coming from our Seeing Beautiful again that automatically plays. And yeah, welcome to my channel if you're new. And if you're returning, I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning so we can get into the second reading from our book, Across That Bridge by John Lewis. I love you all. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the morning.